Hello, hey, it's Gary Carpenter with Master Real Estate Academy Coaching. And first of all, thank you for showing up. And also thank you for those of you that are going to be watching this recording. So today's recording is on the Referral Lead Generator. So this is an oldie but goodie that was taught to me years ago when I took a sweat hog program with Floyd Wickman, and I have used it ever since. I've tweaked it a little bit, but it is an awesome dialogue to be able to connect with your tribe, database, sphere of influence, your AA plusers, and it's just a good way to ask for business and start to train them. So let's just jump into the training. And step number one is small talk chuckle factor. So what does that mean? Well, any conversation that you have with anybody, it's typically you're going to have some kind of small talk. It could be, how's the weather? How's the family? How you doing during this pandemic? Whatever it is, there's always going to be some type of small talk. Okay. So, and then chuckle factor is just the idea of getting somebody to kind of giggle, laugh, smirk, any of that type of stuff. It just usually in that situation, it typically will get you closer to somebody quicker if you can get them to laugh. So just always know that whenever you start any kind of conversation, that you're always going to start with some kind of small talk chuckle factor. And I think that for the most part, that helps a lot of us, knowing that if the intent is to call somebody and ask for business, let's just say you have two goals. One is you want to reconnect with them, and then the other goal is that you want to start to ask for business. So that brings me to the second step, which is the reason why you're calling, right? So the reason why you're calling is that you wanted to catch up, and also too is that you're expanding your business. So you say, I'm expanding my business and I could use your help. So that's it. I mean, that is essentially, that's one of the main reasons why you're calling. I'm expanding my business and I could use your help. You could change it up and you could say, the inventory level in the Omaha area right now in your area is so low. We're looking for listings because we got so many buyers to purchase houses. So we're actually expanding our business and we could use your help. Either way, you're expanding your business. And I don't know a real estate agent, no matter what level they're at, that isn't expanding their business. So I'm expanding my business and I could use your help. And then you're going to go to the next step, which is would you feel comfy in introducing, right? So there's a couple ways that you can do this. One is that, when you say I'm expanding my business and I could use your help, if you knew somebody who was thinking about maybe purchasing a house in the next 30 to 90 days, would you be comfortable in introducing me? That's the whole idea of introducing, or you could be asking for a referral. So if you knew somebody who was thinking about buying a house in the next 90 days, would you feel comfortable in referring me? The reason why I go and I lean towards the word introducing versus referral is because the consumer, your friend, your family member, your A pluser, somebody in your database can imagine an introduction, introducing you to somebody versus referring you to somebody. So my suggestion is that you're always asking for introductions. If you knew somebody who was thinking about purchasing a home or buying a home in the next 90 days, would you feel comfortable in introducing me to the people that you care about? And again, you're bringing that more on a family, more on a personal level. Then they're going to say yes to that. Most people that you're calling on this, I mean, obviously you're not going to call somebody in a neighborhood, a cold call, and ask them this type of a question. Okay. This is somebody that somebody who's done business with you, somebody that trusts you, somebody that grew up with you, a family member, something like that. Then you're going to go to step number 4. And step number 4 is reassure. So like if somebody says, yes, we will introduce you. Yes, we would refer you. The biggest challenge that you always have to know is that when somebody's willing to put their head on the chopping block or putting their neck on the line or whatever, however you want to phrase that, they're always worried that they may be getting egg on their face. So you need to reassure them and just say, you know what, John, I just want to thank you for agreeing that if you did find somebody, that you would introduce me. And I also want you to know that if you ever did introduce somebody to me, I would make sure that I take care of them like family. I would make sure that you don't get egg on your face. And I would keep you informed all along the way. And I promise I won't be pushy. That is what they're looking for. They don't want you to be pushy. They don't want you to embarrass them. So again, reassuring is just reassuring that you're going to take care of them and take care of whoever they send you. Now that we all know that if we've been in this business long enough, we've gotten leads, we've gotten referral leads, we've gotten business that has been terrible, right? The lead has turned out terrible. You never, ever tell your lead source that. You always take care of the lead source. No matter what, no matter how the lead turns out, you always take care of the person that gave you the lead. Because if you tell them that the person was a joke, they were a loser, they ended up using somebody else, they wasted my time, then that lead source is then going to not want to refer anybody to you because they don't want to look bad. So anyhow, so you go from there, and then you're going to go to the next step. And when you reassure them that you're going to take care of them like family, you're going to make sure that you're not pushy with them and you'll keep them informed all along the way. Then you want to jump in and say, by the way, and by the way is a great bridge. So by the way, who do you know who is thinking about buying or selling real estate? Who do you know who? Not do you know somebody thinking about buying or selling? Who? Because who is an open-ended question. And the idea of saying, who do you know who is thinking about buying or selling real estate? What you're really trying to get them to do is to think. So they're going to be on the other end of the line and they're going to be going, they're going to be doing something like that. They're going to pause, and then you're going to jump right in. And you're going to say something like, well, maybe somebody, because that's the next step is the ask, and, try to do 3 different categories if you can. And again, this isn't a, do you know somebody in the neighborhood? Do you know somebody in your family? Do you know somebody maybe at the gym? You're going to ask conversationally, and it's going to basically go, so by the way, who do you know who might be thinking about selling real estate in the next 90 days? Maybe somebody in your neighborhood. And they say, well, no, I really can't think of anybody in my neighborhood. Then you're going to say, okay, well, how is your neighborhood? Tell me a little bit about your neighborhood. Aren't you guys up the street from the park, or where exactly is your neighborhood? So you're going to kind of talk a little bit around that. And then you say, well, maybe you can think of somebody in your immediate family. I know you guys you come from a really big family. Do you know anybody maybe in your immediate family that's thinking about possibly buying or selling? You can't think of. So how is your family doing? How is everything going during this tough time of lockdowns and social distancing and wearing masks and stuff like that? How do you guys fall on all that? Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have a conversation around that. And then maybe you go to the third category and you say, maybe you know somebody at work. Anybody at work maybe thinking of, looking at maybe because of the pandemic, because of being locked down at home, maybe need a bigger home, whatever the case may be. For the most part, when you use this dialogue, what we've found is that 8 out of 10 people that you call will not know anybody at the time that you call them. So you may generate 1 or 2 referral leads out of 10 people that you call, but it's 1 or 2 referral leads that you didn't have before. And so I would always make it a habit of using this type of dialogue at least maybe twice a year, if not maybe 3 times a year, when you're calling your A+ A's and trying to get your B's into your A+ and A's. Okay. The other thing that happens when you're using a dialogue like this is that you're teaching your sphere of influence how you like to get business. And then also too, is you're opening up that reticular activator. It's a little thing that's in the back of your neck. And what it is, it's basically just getting a heightened awareness, right? So when you ask somebody, who do you know? Do you know somebody? If you did, would you introduce me? You're opening their mind. You're giving them a heightened awareness that you need help in real estate. And for the next 48 hours, at least that's what the studies say, they're going to, wherever they go, they're going to have a heightened awareness of hearing somebody or listening into somebody who's thinking about buying or selling. So when you make this call and you do this consistently and you do this over time, you're going to start to get people to call you back maybe 5-6 days later, maybe even 2 days later, maybe even the next day with somebody. Say, hey, you know what? You called me yesterday and I ran into so-and-so and they're thinking about selling. So the thing with this is, with anything that I teach or anything that you do, you've got to do it consistently, and it's got to be done over time. So anyhow, that's all I got. If you have any comments or anything you want to put in, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them down below. And again, always like down below, like these videos and that type of stuff. And you can even subscribe to our YouTube page. But also too, just so you guys know, I do one-on-one coaching. And if you kind of are in a situation where you're not making enough money, or maybe you need just kind of a different start. I mean, obviously this has been a crazy year, and you'd like to get some help and you'd like to learn more, you can always give me a call. You can reach me at 402-680-7000, or you can also email me at gary@masterrealestateacademy.com. You can always reach me through direct message on Facebook as well, or YouTube. So again, thanks a lot for joining me on Thursday's training, and have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.